we present I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue, the antidote to panel games. At the piano is Colin Sell, and your chairman is Humphrey Littleton.
Hello and welcome to I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. And this week I can promise you another great battle of wits. This week it's between Tim Brooke-Taylor and Willie Rushton on my right. Graham Garden and Barry Pryor on my left. And also please welcome our charming pneumatic scorer, Samantha.
Different dress every programme. It's wonderful.
Here we have a round called crossbreeding. We're going to play a scientific round. It's called crossbreeding, as I've just said, and I shall want our 4 geneticists to put their heads together, preferably on the same neck, and come up with suggestions for some new hybrid creatures. Or
some new teeth.
Who's going to start?
Well, if you crossbred Terry Wogan and Hitler, you get someone who invades Poland 3 times a week.
If you crossed a hairdresser with Ian Botham, you get a clip joint.
Were you to cross the Home Secretary and Eric Morley, you get today Leon Britton, tomorrow Miss World.
It struck me that if you again crossed Terry Wogan with a parrot, you'd get Henry Kelly.
Oh, you bitch.
If you crossed Oliver Reed with a block of wood, it'd be incest.
What a coincidence that he's in the audience.
I'm not.
I'm just going to cross a yellow-breasted tit and Sir Geoffrey Howe. You'd have a double-breasted tit.
Cross Margaret Thatcher at your peril. Cross a length of tartan with a bag of flour and you get a self-raising kilt.
Donald Sinden with a hen and you get ham and eggs.
If you crossed Lord Gowrie and a warthog, you get an Arts Council grunt.
Okay, we'll go on to the point where I give our teams advance notice of the ball for which they'll be announcing late arrivals at the end of the programme. This week I've chosen Embassies, the Embassies ball. Here's a round called Loose Ends, and I shall give our team some objects, and I want to know what the connection is between them. We're going to start with you, Tim and Willie. Will you give me the connection between bacon and eggs?
Easy. Tim?
Bacon.
Now, in acting circles, it is bad luck to say Hamlet.
It is.
If you say Hamlet, you have to be turned round 3 times in your dressing room and whistle extracts from Macbeth.
So instead of saying Hamlet...
Hamlet was written by Sir Francis Bacon.
And instead of saying Hamlet, you say Omelette, Prince of Denmark.
Yes.
Now,
or eggs for short.
eggs for yes.
That's what we say.
Yes.
I'm appearing in eggs next week in Stockton-on-Tees, you say.
Yes. So we reckon we've found a connection.
You cracked it.
Yes. Oh. Very much in the spirit of things tonight.
Oh, yes. A little yoke from the chairman.
Give me a mark, Samantha. Right. Graham and Barry, I want you to give me the connection between dynasty and dung.
Pass.
Pass what?
Enough. Joan Collins.
Oh, well done.
Joan Collins.
Tom
is
Collins.
A drink.
Joan Collins, associated with a drink, and indeed is Tom Collins.
Yes.
But what other drinks? Bells.
Bells.
What do they sound like? Dung.
Yeah. Joan and Tom, lovely couple.
Yes.
Bells. Dung.
Dung.
That's it.
Case for the defence rests.
Right. Tim and Willie, you do another one now, because you've got no opposition at the moment. Fish and chips.
Yes. Michael Fish. Michael Fish. Weather.
Chips, computers, fairly recent computerization of the weather.
Silicon. Silicon chips. That's
Michael
where,
Fish had silicone tips.
That's where
Silicone chips.
which gets us back to Joan Collins.
fish and Joan Collins and chips.
Graham and Barry, a chance to redeem yourselves now. What is the connection between little and large?
Graham and Barry, really. No, that's...
No, that can't be right. I think we were nearer to it with Joan Collins.
I've never been near to it with Joan Collins.
You stand alone.
Exactly. Where are we going?
I don't think we can find a connection.
I don't know.
I think we're going to have to throw in the towel.
Yes, it's flowing like Vaseline at the moment.
It's the first interlude on radio you have just been
I believe it's known technically as dead air.
Or Bruce Forsyth.
Okay, well, I have to award that round to Graham and Barry for their ingenuity. And go on to the next round, which is called Excuses. It's based on the game so popular with married couples, Where the Hell Have You Been? It's Gone Midnight. Someone I'm about to nominate will ask a searching question. The next person will make an excuse. The next will follow that excuse, and so on until I press the buzzer. And you better, those of you listening at home, you always like to hear what the buzzer sounds like. There you are. And we're going to start with Graham.
Right. I accuse. What are you doing in the bath with my wife?
the breaststroke.
But she can't swim.
She can now.
Yes, but why are you holding her like that?
Because if I held her like this, you'd complain.
True. Fair. Hold hard, Silvertongue. Why has she got that big grin on her face?
I'm teaching her synchronized swimming.
Wait a minute. What is that?
Oh, I don't think you've met Duncan Goodhue.
Well done, Tim. You can start the next one.
Excuse me, sir. What are you doing with that stocking over your head?
I'm going to a fancy dress party as Leon Britton.
Why then, sir, are you holding that gun?
Well, I look so like Leon Britton that I'm thinking of shooting myself.
Why then, if I may ask, are you carrying that bag marked swag?
SWAG, those are my initials.
Might I just jot down your full name?
My full name is Selwyn Whoops-a-Daisy Gummer.
You don't look like the chairman of the Conservative Party to me, sir.
Flattery will get you nowhere, Albert.
And Barry, having leapt into the lead, takes the game up now. Where you go, Barry?
Excuse me, sir. Here I am again. Funny old world, isn't it? Why are you walking round this park, opening your raincoat to passers-by?
I am a raincoat salesman, demonstrating my wares, the easy opening Acme raincoat.
But you have got no clothes on under that raincoat.
That is because I am a naughty raincoat salesman.
You're a very naughty raincoat salesman, sir. Why, sir, have several women fallen down in a swoon?
They would not have been overcome by the heat had they been wearing the easy opening Acme raincoat.
Wait a minute.
What now?
What's that?
Oh, I don't think you've ever met Duncan, could you?
It's time to check up on our score with Samantha.
Oh, bless her.
Oh,
What?
one each, eh?
She's taking a bit of a time. It'd be quicker if you wrote it down instead of counting on your fingers, ducky. Anyway, we'll let you know the score in a few moments. We go on to the round called the Bad-Tempered Clavier. The aim of this round is to see how much of a song a team can sing when accompanied by a pianist who is tone-deaf and incompetent. In other words, Colin Sell. Tim and Willie, it's your turn first. You will sing 76 Trombones.
"76 trombones laid the big parade, with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones caught the morning sun, with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds ringing out like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. Off and on to the symphony and the horse platoons, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double bell euphoniums and big bassoons. Each bassoon, let's say, there were 50 mounted cannon in the battery. Thundering, thundering louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters who improvise a full octave higher than the score. The most comfortable I've ever felt playing on the piano.
Luxembourg, un point.
Thank God we got Les Dawson next week. Graham and Barry, now, will you please sing the one-note samba?
Brazil, they have a samba with a simple melody. Just a single note is sounded and repeated constantly. Well, my love is like that samba with that simple melody. Just one single steady feeling that's repeated constantly. That's the way my love is, like the sunshine above is ever burning a constant fire. I will leave you never, for I know that you'll forever be returning my great desire. So my simple note's a symbol of the love I have for you, and my single note's repeated, for my love is constant too. Yes, if ever I should leave you, I would cry a while and then I'd return to you, my true love, and my single note again. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Barry Cryer cheated there by putting his fingers in his ears. So they don't, Graham and Barry don't win by quite the margin that they would have done. Samantha's got the scores now.
She's always scoring.
They appear to be Graham and Barry 8. We're going on now to a favourite round of everybody's except mine. This one's called tag wrestling. I'm going to give each team the payoff of a story, and I shall then start one of you off telling a story to fit your punchline. Then, when I feel like it, I shall press my buzzer, and a member from the opposing team will have to take up that story, but make it fit his punchline, or hers. Right. Barry and Graham, here's your punchline. And the Prime Minister and the Bishop lived happily ever after. Got that? Meanwhile, Tim and Willie, here's your punchline. The hippopotamus sat on the Bishop and flattened his cassock. Okay, you've had longest to think, Graham and Barry, so will you start towards your punchline now, please?
I love you, Maggie, said the bishop. Why don't we run away together? That's a good idea, she said. And the Prime Minister and the Bishop...
However, for the first time in her life, she changed her mind. No U-turn did she do. Instead, she said, "Hi, you, Bishop, to the zoo." And the Bishop, he did. And he thought, I will see the hippopotami.
And he thought there must be more to life than this, and his thoughts went back to Downing Street and the fair-haired goddess who awaited him there. He jumped into a cab and went
to Downing Street, where the most appalling assassination attempt was being made on the Prime Minister. Hippopotamuses were to be parachuted in a low-flying glider by Libyans. And they were. Slowly they floated down towards Downing Street at the very moment.
At that very moment, the Bishop, sensing what was about to happen, bundled the Prime Minister into a fast-moving taxi, and the pair of them scampered out of London town.
However, he failed to tell the Bishop of Durham of his plans, who was also at 10 Downing Street at the time, ironing his cassock. Fortunately, this hippopotamus floated gently down on his parachute, sat on the Bishop and flattened his hat.
We wish to apologise for an error in the last news bulletin. The Bishop of Durham had made his escape as the hippopotamus landed and was e'en now in his Sinclair C5 speeding after the retreating back of the... Well, toddling after...
As everyone knows, the C5 is a sitting duck for a falling hippopotamus. And it was no small wonder that the hippopotamus sat on the Bishop and flattened his cassock.
That round goes to Willie there. And funnily enough, we have a round now which is called Swallowing the Sinclair C5. It's another round in our contest to find the strangest man here. Sorry, that should mean the strongest man here. I think I was right the first time. Wait, their task is to eat a Sinclair C5. Will you start to eat, teams, now?
Can I take out Clive Sinclair, who is sitting in mine, for publicity purposes?
That's the best bit.
But indigestible. Oh, I've got a wheel stuck to my teeth.
Pass the salt, Harry.
Oh, yes.
Finished.
Up all these batteries.
Willie,
And as long as I left
Willie
in reverse,
Rushton's
I should be all right in the morning.
there's a little bit left for Mr. Manners, I can see there, but we'll
Lost
allow
on the
that.
likes of them.
No, Willie Rushton's the winner.
Thank you.
And he's roaring away. Willie Rushton's roaring away with this week's contest. Now, you've probably seen the television program Call My Bluff. Well, we have an entertaining version of that game, and I shall want our team members now to define a word which I'll give them. I shall then guess which is the true definition. Already, teams, your word is politician. Politician. Let me hear your definition, Barry Cryer.
It's Russian in origin. It's actually pronounced Polit-Ision. You see those members of the Politburo on the May Day parade, and they're looking very impassive. They've already died, but they still review the May Day parade in what we apparently think on our television sets is Red Square, but is actually a huge B-Jam centre. And they're removed immediately after the parade, taken downstairs to the great freezer, and replaced by another Russian leader, usually bearing a label, Best Before 1987. And that is the origin, Polit-Ision, a dead Russian.
Willie Rushton, what about your definition?
This is an English phrase that dates back to the heyday of empire. It was actually a necessary qualification for those who sought work behind the bar in any British club or mess in the Far East. It was polite-ation. It became over the years slurred, like Rotten Row, Rue de Roy, if you met at Raffles Bar, the Snug of the Peninsula, Chota Pegs, Gins and Tonics. It became polite-ation, it became politician.
Okay, Graham, what about yours?
The parrot is not one of nature's gaudy dressers, as unscrupulous pet dealers would have us believe. In fact, most parrots are actually rather dull, grey or dun in colour. And so the habit grew up of dyeing them in many colours by these people who were sort of beauticians who work on parrots and are known as politicians. A politician is somebody who makes a dyed parrot.
Okay. Right, Tim.
A politician, in the dictionary you'll find, is a liar, a fake, two-timing, double-crossing hypocrite and lover of nude women. The word comes to us from Venice. Poly is, of course, the Greek, meaning many. Titian, painter of nude women. And the Venetians used to use the word because there were an unusually large amount of fake Titians, and they were known on the Rialto as politicians. It's also a snub-nosed toad.
Right, well, we've got 4 definitions there. There's the Politburo and the Kremlin on ice. There's sort of imperial job qualification. There's the people who dye parrots. And there's Tim's, which sounded very, very convincing, which leads me to think that it might be a bluff. I think that it's the polite Asian. I think you're telling the truth, Willie Rushton. Will you show your card?
Oh, look, yeah.
Who would have thought it?
Who would have thought that?
So can I see now, who gave the correct definition? Well, I never. Now then, we're going on. We're going on to the pick-up song. In this round, one team starts singing a song and then stops on a word in the lyric, and the opposing team must then take up that word or the last syllable of that word and sing a different song starting with that word. Fascinating. So we'll start with your team, Barry and Graham.
Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping.
Willie.
Come and get Flash!
Go on.
Finished.
Oh, you've finished.
Flash.
Graham.
Flash, bang, wallop, what a picture. Click, what a picture, what a photograph.
Graph. The green graph of home.
Yes, I think I'll accept that.
Graph.
Home.
Home on the range.
Home.
Up to antelope.
Home on the range. Where the deer and the antelope.
Lope. We're just saying hope.
Ope.
Land
of antelope and glory.
Mother of the free.
Very good, yeah.
Graham,
Free, born free. Can't remember.
Free as the wind blows.
Can't remember the next line.
Don't bother.
Blows the wind merrily. No.
Southerly.
Southerly. Blows the wind southerly.
Let me tell you, listening at home, the half-time score is Graham and Barry 3, Tim and Willie 8.
Southerly 6 trombone.
And that masterly blow from Barry there reverses the scores. It's now Barry and Graham 8 and Willie and Tim 3. And we go on now to where I sit back and ask the teams to introduce the late arrivals at the embassy's ball. Who's going to start?
There's the Russian trade attaché who's... Attaché? He's a I bought one of those the other day. He's Russian trade attaché who's under investigation, Vladimir Gotnikt.
Also, will you welcome, please, His Excellency, the Russian Ambassador, Comrade GB, and his wife, KGB, known to her friends as the diplomatic bag.
Have we got that over? Anybody want a diplomatic fag? Consulate or embassy, it doesn't matter.
And would you welcome, please, Mr. and Mrs. Terry Attaché and their daughter, Millie Terry Attaché.
There's the drunken guitar-playing Spanish delegate, Zigovia Carpet.
Here come the matter communities and their insane son Dippy Loo matter community.
Could you please lower yourself in obeisance for a visitor from the Indian continent, the beturbaned Sikh asylum?
From Africa, would you welcome Mr. and Mrs. Barbwe and their son Zimbabwe?
Mr. and Mrs. Mind your P's and Q's, please, and their diplomatic advisor son, William, mind your P's and Q's.
Well, there's Miss Indonesia, known to us all affectionately as the legation, and Miss America, the diplomatic boob.
There's Antigua and Barbados.
There's the Greek ambassador who's arrived by outboard motor.
Yes.
Spiros Stasinoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadoppadop
It's my job on these occasions to bring the programme to an end before the teams actually disappear from view. So it's goodbye from all of them and from me. Till next time.
Barry Pryor, Tim Brooke-Taylor, Graham Garden and Willie Rushton were being given Silly Things to Do by Humphrey Littleton, with Colin Sell setting some of them to music. The programme was produced by Paul Mayhew Archer.
Willie.
If you cross Rupert Murdoch with a huge plateful of figs, in the words of the old song, you get the sun in the morning and you're up all night.
Graham.
Yes, for cinema buffs, if you crossed Cornell Wilde with Humphrey Bogart, you'd get Cornell Bogey.
Tim.
If we cross Van Gogh with Peter Wright, we'll have a right one here.
Cross a psychiatrist with Bungalow Bill and you get the listening bonk.
If you cross the Rubicon with Madame Two Swords, you get Ruby Wax. You see, you don't want that. But it is curable.
Cross a contraceptive with Placido Domingo and you get the condom of the opera. If you cross your heart with St. Michael, you get a pair of Y-fronts that lift and separate.
Okay. Very good. This is the point in the show where I give the teams advance warning of the late arrivals they'll be announcing at the end of the show. And this week I'm asking for late arrivals at the Rag Trade Ball. The Rag Trade Ball.
Rag Trade.
For this next round, I'm going to play in some extracts from speeches by famous people and Giles Brandreth. The teams must then complete the speech. If they get it right, they get 1 point. If they get it wrong, they get a slap round the head with a wet kipper. So we'll start with you, Willie Rushton. Willie, here's Willie Whitelaw.
I was never a very great figure at school.
But I was only 38 stone then.
Graham, here's Prince Charles.
One of these days I shall wake up
And find I've turned into a frog.
Tim Brooke-Taylor. Piet Botha.
Piet Botha.
We are a self-respecting country.
Because no one else will respect us.
Barry Cry, here's one for you. Joan Collins.
I'm the sort of person who likes all kinds of things.
Girl? As long as the batteries are included.
Willie Rushton. Margaret Thatcher.
If I had ever had a fairy godmother.
I'd have privatised her.
Graham Garden, here's another one for you. Cecil Parkinson.
There are literally hundreds of people
that I haven't laid a finger on. Well, nearly hundreds.
Tim, here's Roy Hattersley for you.
I've never seen anything like it. It's just a new experience.
I've left something on my plate. Leftovers.
And finally for you, Barry, here's David Frost.
Things can go off in almost any direction.
That's the trouble with Irish condoms.
I say, here, we've got a round called One Song to the Tune of Another.
Oh, gosh.
Which I've forgotten the rules of, unfortunately, but anyway, we'll carry on. Our singers are accompanied by the Collinsell Early Music Consort. Graham Garden, we're going to start with you, and I want the words of Cigarettes and Whiskey and Wild, Wild Women to the tune of Hernando's Hideaway.
Thanks, Humph. Cigarettes and whiskey and wild, wild women, they'll drive you crazy, they'll drive you insane. Cigarettes and whiskey and wild, wild women, they'll drive you crazy, they'll drive you insane. Now I am feeble and broken with age. The lines on my face make a well pretend page. I'm leaving this story. How sad but how true on women.
Graham, you did say broken with, didn't you?
Broken what?
Here with this bloke hammering away at the piano.
No.
Willie, can you give us the words of Oh What a Beauty to the tune of The Sunshine of Your Smile?
No. I've never seen one as big as that before. Oh, what a beauty. It must be 2 feet long or even more. It's such a lovely color, and nice and round and flat. I never thought a mallow could grow as big as me.
Okay. Barry Cryer, the tune is Keep the Home Fires Burning, but would you sing the words of the Old Bull and Bush?
Come, come, come and make eyes at me down at the Old Bull and Bush. Come, come, drink some port wine with me. You all know this one. Down at the Old Bull and Bush, Bush, Bush. Hear the little German band. Just let me hold your hand, dear. Do. Let's cry, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, and with Barry in the lead, we'll come to you, Tim, now. The words of We'll Gather Lilacs to the tune of Waltzing Matilda.
We'll gather lilacs in the spring again and walk together down an English lane until our hearts have learned to sing again. When you come home once more and in the evening by the firelight's glow you'll hold me and never let me go. Your eyes will tell me all I want to know. When you come home once more, home once more.
Our next round is called Bedtime Story. Each team will tell a story, signalling our sound engineer to play in a sound effect to enhance the drama. Unfortunately, our technician is wearing headphones and can't hear, so the sound effect may not be suitable.
His partner must continue working the sound into the story. Willie and Tim, we're going to start with you. And you're going to tell the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess called Snow White. But she had a wicked... What did she have? A wicked stepmother. She had a wicked stepmother who would look in the mirror and say...
God, I'm ugly. Anyway, one day, Snow White was wandering through the dark forest.
Well, in fact, it was a mirror, and she walked straight into the mirror because the forest was behind her. She turned round, bruised, blood pouring forth from her, and she went out into the forest because the mirror had told her of this Snow White. Meanwhile, in this cottage... Well, excuse me. This is the palace scene, and now we're in the forest.
Oh, right.
Meanwhile, in the forest... I thought you were on my side. In the forest, there was Snow White and 7 little men, and they were all going... as they were wont to do. Oh, it's your turn.
Why does Grumpy always flush first? He could wait for Dopey, Doc, Happy, Sleepy, Sneezy and Horny.
Bashful.
I ain't bashful. There were 8 little dwarves, but...
That's why he flushed.
Snow White ate one. Meanwhile, back in her hideous lair, the vile godmother is preparing an evil spell. She greatly dislikes Snow White. And as she is stirring this enormous bowl with her cat...
The story. It was a perfect sound effect.
Wasn't it good?
An enormous bowl of the potion that she was going to slip into an apple for Snow White. Meanwhile, the dwarfs are going off to work the mines. Hey ho, they sing, and then they go...
Which is a lot better than the stuff Walt Disney wrote for him. When the dwarves return to the cottage, they find that silly old Snow White has eaten the apple and fallen asleep in one of their... well, actually, in all 7 of their beds. She's spread across the lot. And is lying there comatose, making the following noise.
Alarmed, they ran away. Meanwhile, 100 years later, plus 2 or 3 months, Snow White is under this glass dome, and along comes a prince. He looks and he lifts the dome up. He kisses Snow White on the lips. And then this happens.
He had kissed a dwarf. But they lived happily ever after.
Well, you certainly put me to sleep. Now, Barry and Red. Little Red Riding Hood.
It's not difficult.
What did you say to him?
Nothing at all, son.
Barry and Graham.
Little Red Riding Hood. Right, a quick version this time.
The end.
One day, Little Red Riding Hood set off through the woods with a basket of goodies which she was taking to her granny. Suddenly, as she rounded a corner in the path, through the trees, she saw something which made her stop in her tracks.
Winnie, she cried. My old chum accompanied me through the forest. I am afeard. I'm taking a basket of goodies, and I've got a hernia because Bill Oddie, Graham Garden and Tim Brooke Taylor weigh a hell of a lot. To my grandmother. And this is a dark, frightening forest because behind every tree there's liable to be a...
man with a squeaker. But
Worse than that, little did she know that behind one tree there was a wolf which saw what she was up to and where she was going, and so sped ahead through the forest to her grandmother's cottage. The wolf crept in through the window, saw her old grandmother lying on the bed, and immediately...
What are you doing here, Orville? He cried. So, throwing the egregious duck under the bed, he immediately ate Grandma, with dire consequences, because suddenly he felt coming on a severe...
What a carry-on, he said. That moment, there was a knock at the door. I'll do it myself.
Funny sort of door.
Who's there? Said the wolf in a squeaky voice. He explained. Little Red Riding Hood leapt through the door and suddenly...
It was a glass door and she'd neglected to open it. You are my lovely... He's coming and going, this voice is heavy.
You like the short version. It's...
You're my granddaughter. That's right, isn't it? I've forgotten the plot.
There, that's it.
Part 2, in which Soames visits his wife, Irene.
That's the screen.
And then Little Red Riding Hood said, "Oh, what great big eyes you've got, Grandma." To which the wolf, masquerading as Grandma, as we remember, retorted,
"All the better to eat you with." That moment, the woodcutter jumped in through the window. Alas, too late. The end.
We're going to play now our version of that hilarious television program, Blind Date. 3 of the members of the team will go behind the curtain and Tim questions them to decide which he fancies the most. Now, would you 3 go behind the curtain, please?
I'm not going behind the curtain with those 2.
Come along, Willie.
Their private life is their own, but quite frankly...
Bye, Willie. I'm going to pick you.
Right, Tim.
Don't laugh at the way he walks, please. Leave that to me. Sorry, Hump.
Will you...
Yes, sir.
Tim, will you choose number 1, please?
Number 1? Are you there?
Yes.
Number 1. Do you, on the first date...
I can't remember. Were you in Blackpool in 1938?
Mother, no. Number 2, you there?
Yes.
Number 2, how big is it?
Well, I've never had any complaints. Just had it resprayed. And it's a hatchback.
Right. Number 3, what is your view of logical positivism?
It's enormous.
Can you
And it's a hunchback.
Could you be more specific?
And I love you.
Oh.
And I'm desperate.
Number 4, can you play the piano? Oh, what a pity. Unfortunately, like Scylla, I'm tone deaf. No, I'll take the lot and Willie twice, please.
Tim, you and me are going to...
Oh.
Lucky old Tim. Now then, our next game is one we thought we'd just try out. It's called Mornington Crescent.
And as we had a stalemate last week, we'll be playing Baxter's reverse movement, starting with Mornington Crescent and working back to the start. And the winner is the first one to complete the sequence. We're going to start with you, Barry Cryer.
Mornington Crescent.
Whitcomb Street.
I think you're out of turn.
It's reverse, isn't it?
Never again.
Right. Never.
Circus Piccadilly.
Ritor Siab. That's Bayswater Road. Bayswater Road.
Honeywell Street.
Cross Kings.
Euston. I wasn't going to do Euston. I could do Euston.
Come on, hurry along, please.
Square, Euston Square.
Euston Square, yes, I'd do that. New Malden High Street.
Pall Mall.
The Mall.
Strand. Not bad, actually.
Yeah. Swiss Cottage.
Oh, yeah.
Grand Garden, the winner.
Well, right.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I think we did slightly go out of order, actually.
Yes, but it doesn't really matter. We'd have got there in the end, I think. The next stage in the competition is called Bad-Tempered Clavier. The aim of it is to see how much of a song the team can sing when accompanied by a dreadful pianist. And we're very lucky to have Colin Sell with us here today. Barry and Graham, you're going to sing the Lambeth Walk.
Anytime you're Lambeth way, any evening, any day, you'll find us all doing the Lambeth Walk. Oi! Every little Lambeth gal with her little Lambeth pal, you'll find them all doing the Lambeth Walk. Oi! Everything free and easy, do as you don't well pleasing. Why don't you make your way there, go there, stay there. Once you get down Lambeth way, every evening, any day, you'll find yourself doing the Lambeth Walk. Oi!
Fairly good, but you lost it a little bit in the middle.
Steve Fry arrangement.
Tim and Willie.
Me and my girl, that's all I meant. Nothing else.
That's all right, I quite understand.
So, order?
Order, please. Tim and Willie, you're going to sing Some Enchanted Evening.
Some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger. You may see a stranger across a crowded room, and somehow you know even then.
Can we have your glasses, please?
Some enchanted evening, someone may be laughing. You may hear laughing across a crowded room, and night after night, as strange as it seems, the sound of her laughter will sing your dreams.
I think Tim and Willie just win that one by a short head. Now it's time for Samantha and me to step back. Mind you, if she did step back, you still wouldn't be able to see me. So let the teams get on with the announcements of the late arrivals at the Rag Trade Ball.
Here's Ian Sideleg. I thought we'd get him out of the way earlier.
Usually do. Would you welcome, please, Mr. and Mrs. Parker and their friend, ISIHAC.
They get worse.
Like the Duroys and their daughter Cora.
They do.
She's with John Stride.
The 5-shilling tailors. There's a modern ring to it. The 5-shilling tailors have now been decimalised in even better value. They're now the 3p suit.
Here's
right.
Here's a relic of the 60s. He used to measure busts for a very famous designer in those days. He's a sort of quantity surveyor.
I think the state of the lavatories reveals the last person in there was hardly Ames. Revenge at last.
From Scotland, will you welcome Leotard and woolly leg warmers?
Here's John Cleese and his doppelganger. What an amazing pair of long johns.
Jockey Shorts and his wife, Runts.
Oh, there's Mr. and Mrs. Mackintosh and their sow, Wester.
Mr. and Mrs. Odd Your Waist Measurement's gone up. And their son, Mike, Odd Your Waist Measurement's gone up. Oh, the oven's blown up. Oh, there's pudding on my top hat, pudding on my white
side. There's that evil crone. Which side do you dress, sir? Which side do you dress?
Will you welcome the Jeans Party, Den Ims, Levi's and Faye Vauban?
The distinguished-looking fellow. Oh, it's Sir Spender Belt.
There's Mr. and Mrs. Earware with their son Les Earware. There's Glad Rags. Good of them to turn up.
My God, he's wearing a smoking jacket. Thank goodness he's wearing his pumps. Just behind them. The famous angler, Herringbone Tweed, who wears his flies behind his lapel. And his little dog, Toothcheck. Hush, puppy. Oh, he's done it. He's easily swayed.
Mr. and Mrs. Mind the Quality, Feel the Width, and their son Neville.
Serge suit.
A man's just walked in with Ray Allen in the back of his jacket. He's got a vent in the back of his jacket.
Any more? Away from Prague, the Prince of Wales. Prince of Wales check. Maxi skirt and mini skirt, lovely couple.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's very hard to believe that we've come to the end of our show. It's even harder to believe that we should be back again at the same time next week. So from all of us, goodbye.
Barry Cryer, Graham Garden, Willie Rushton and Tim Brooke Taylor will be given Silly Things to Do by Humphrey Littleton, with Colin Sell setting some of them to music. The programme was produced by Paul Spencer.
Green Lane.
Did I say that? Well, last week you left us as our two teams embarked on a remarkable bid to break the marathon Mornington Crescent record. Well, as you can hear, they're tired and weary, but still going. The audience is also rather tired and consequently a little hysterical. The teams have now been playing the game continuously for 143 and a half hours and are only 90 minutes short of the record. It's therefore a bit of a pity that I've got to stop them so that we can bring you the last edition of I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. I'm certain they'll understand that.
I'm not going to be double on Edgware Road, I was going to say.
Okay, teams, you'll have to stop.
What?
Tim, you'll have to stop now.
Who are you?
It's time for the last I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue, and the controller of Radio 4 has insisted we give everybody a proper programme.
This isn't very nice.
It's a great pity that we won't now be raising all that money for Mornington Crescent Anonymous, but perhaps you can try again next year.
Is this David Hatch, the controller of Radio 4?
We'd better begin.
Misnomer.
We were on our way to breaking a record.
I'm sorry about that.
9 hours away.
I'm sorry about that, but
Letters to
we'd
David
better
Hatch,
teams
head of
order,
Radio
please.
4.
We'd better begin the show now.
I mean, we're hiring Norris McWhirter by the minute.
We present I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue, the antidote to panel games. At the piano is Matthew Scott and your chairman is Humphrey Littleton.
Hello and welcome to I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. Well, the teams are a bit depressed at the moment, but not as depressed as you'll be over the next half hour as I introduce them to you now. Tim Brooke-Taylor and Willie Rushton on my right. Graham Garden and Barry Cryer on my left. And, of course, the person who makes it all worthwhile, Samantha. A delightful assistant who certainly doesn't look 63.
What, 31 and a half each?
Barry, steady.
They are, too.
So we hurry now into the round called Word for Word. In this round, one of the members of a team says a word, and his partner must say another word totally unconnected with the first, and so on. And the other team, of course, may challenge and try to prove a connection. So we'll start with your team, Graham and Barry.
Cucumber.
Borzoi.
Challenge from Willie.
Those who know their borzois know the pleasure that one can get out of one with a cucumber.
Certainly not going to accept
No,
that.
quite, thank you.
I've been to Crufts.
Carry on.
Ratatouille.
Peripatetic.
Challenge from Tim.
I can't spell either of those.
Yeah.
Peripatetic is an anagram of ratatouille.
Right. Is it?
Only if you spit out the pips.
I'm certainly going to accept that challenge there. So Tim and Willie,
It's
will
got
you start?
cucumber in it as well. Sorry.
And borzoi as often as not.
Rhinoceros.
Hatch.
Challenge from Graham Garden.
Well, it's well known that the head of Radio 4, David Hatch, is as thick-skinned as a rhinoceros. Has actually prevented us from fulfilling our record attempt at Mornington Crescent.
Quite so.
Well said. Here, here.
Here, here.
Here, here.
Yes.
I'd rather go back to the cucumber and the borzoi. So.
That comes into it as well.
Sounds a great
We have the
pop.
negative.
No, I'm not. I won't.
Thinks he's untouchable. We've got them.
I'm not going to accept that. So carry on then. Who was doing it? You were.
Samantha, I think. I'm not sure.
Firm hand
Carry
on
on,
the tiller
Tim and
there.
Willie.
Pomegranate.
Fox.
Challenge from two challenges from Graham.
Yeah, we ought to be doing it.
Where are we before every show in the series? The Fox and Pomegranate.
Next door to the rhinoceros and cucumber.
We've complained about
Yeah,
the
I'll
noise
accept
more than
that.
once.
They keep blaming the borzoi and the cucumber.
I've heard of opening hours, but this is ridiculous.
I never opened ours.
It's been so long since we played that game that I think we'll drop it now and go on to the point. Go on to the point where I give teams advance warning of the late arrivals that they'll be doing later on in the programme. This week we'll be asking them to announce the late arrivals at the Newsagents' Ball. The Newsagents' Ball. Here's a round called Limericks. I'm going to ask you to make up some limericks that are suitable for broadcasting. I'll give you the first line and then you take one line each. And we'll start with you, Graham Garden. A belly dancer hot from Jakarta.
Have a care.
A belly dancer hot from Jakarta went back to her old alma mater.
She kept the school waiting.
To see her gyrating.
Till somebody pressed herself stop.
Very good. Tim, here's one for you to start. As she swallowed her fifth jelly deal.
As she swallowed her fifth jelly deal, she said, I know how Linda Lovelace must feel.
but the sixth eel was limp.
What? Red card.
No.
So, she swallowed a shrimp.
Now she stars in prawn movies in Deal.
Right, Barry Cry, here's one for you to start. They hailed her as Vivat Regina.
Thanks, Humphrey.
They hailed her as Vivat Regina one night on an old ocean liner.
A jolly Jack Tar. He went one step too far.
It's a hell of a long way to China.
Right, Willie, here we go. An alternative Coco the Clown.
An alternative?
An alternative Coco the Clown.
Oh, of course.
An alternative Coco the Clown pulled his trousers up rather than down.
His nose was bright green.
And mildly obscene.
And you should see where he's painted his frown.
Well, while Samantha works on the score of the last programme but one, we're going to go on now to censored songs. I'm going to ask each team to sing a medley, and during the medley it will be their task to censor, by means of a buzzer, any words which they consider will outrage public decency or frighten the horses.
Or the borzoi.
Barry and Graham, your medley comes from the Vera Lynn songbook.
That certain night, the night there was a broad in the air, there were angels at the Ritz, and a nightingale in Berkeley Square. I may be right, I may be wrong, but I'm perfectly willing to. And when you turned and at me, a nightingale in Berkeley Square.
We'll again, don't know when, but I know we'll again some sunny day. Keep through just like we used to do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. So will you please say to the folks that I tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me, I was.
There'll be bluebirds, the white cliffs of Dover, tomorrow just you and see. There'll be love and ever after tomorrow when love is free. The shepherd will his sheep, the valley will bloom again. Thank you, Jeeves. And Johnny will go to in his own little room again. Over the white cliffs of Dover, tomorrow just you and
Oh, lovely to hear those old songs again.
Thanks, Vera.
And it is again for you, Hump, isn't it?
It is. I was there. Yeah.
You started it.
Tim and Willie, here's your song now. Will you please censor yourselves? This medley from the Flanagan and Allen songbook.
Underneath the arches, I dream my dreams away. Underneath the arches, on cobblestones I every night you me tired out and worn underneath the arches I lie away. Toodaloo-ma-loo-ma, toodaloo-ma-loo-ma, toodle-I-ay. Any umbrellas too today. Bring your, it may be small, it may be big. He will them all with what you call a thingamajig. Pitter-patter, patter, pitter-patter, patter, it looks like. Pitter-patter, let it pitter-patter, don't mind the heel your umbrella, then go on his way singing. Just in the cool of the evening air. Every night I go out and I know life is rolling when I'm in with the one I love. Rabbit, 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 rabbit. Bang, 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 bang goes the farmer's. Rabbit, rabbit.
You see, we don't remember the old songs.
Right, we're going to a game now called Hype. And in this one, the teams will describe a program or an event in the most exciting terms possible. The other team will then have to identify it. We're going to start with Tim and Willie, and the identity of the program is going up now on our computer board in the studio. And here's our mystery voice to tell you at home.
The Chelsea Flower Show. The Chelsea Flower Show.
Right, now you all know what it is, except Graham and Barry, of course. We have to listen to Tim and Willie describing it. Go ahead, Tim and Willie.
Ta-da! Starring some of nature's greatest beauties in living colour, we present the Queen of Sheba and Marshall Hayes. Out of one bed and into another. And sometimes even up against the wall. In a life that is tragically short for teeming thousands near the banks of the River Thames. All really earthy characters.
As I sit here next to Graham Garden, I ponder on what it can be.
We think it's the Chelsea Flower Show.
Barry and Graham, it's your turn to identify a program. And here it is going up on the board, and the mystery voice will tell you at home.
TVAM. TVAM.
Hype.
Barry and Graham, will you give us some vivid description now,
right.
Please?
We'd like some a little background music, if Matthew. Lovely. Intrigue and romance, mystery and drama.
Where is Peter?
Did Angela fall, or was she pushed?
Who was the father of Anna's child?
Why is David only there at weekends?
Can Anna and Nick make it work as they try to pick up the pieces?
Who are those mysterious visitors who drop in? Nobody seems to know them.
Who's the sailor who comes in to talk about the weather?
Confused? You will be if you tune in to...
Well, Tim Brooke Taylor got that one very, very quickly and earns the right to start the ad-lib poem. As you know, I'm going to give someone the first line of a poem, and they continue until I buzz them, like that, and the next person continues. I'm going to give Tim a first line now, and it's this. The Earl and the Baronet had for tea some beautiful pea-green soup.
The Earl and the Baronet had for tea some beautiful pea-green soup. They also had spaghetti, all tied up in one big loop. However, they were not fussy types. They would eat almost anything.
But then they wanted a waiter, so they gave the bell a ring. The bell was on the table, I hasten to explain. And when they rang the bell, the waiter rushed in like a train. Coffee and brandy, gentlemen, he said, with a merry grin.
Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! It's the mood I'm in. Sometimes I rush in like a train. Sometimes I'm a roaring wind.
But tonight you're in luck, because I'm a train. And now that you have dinned, upon the bell, you gentlemen have made a merry sound, I'll go and get your bill prepared. It won't be more than £1. So out he ran, this waiter chap, just like a train again.
Woo-woo, he went. Woo-woo-woo-woo. At birth, he had been brained. I love this like round. It makes me laugh. Tee-hee-hee-hee-hee-hee.
Said the waiter, having been dropped on his head in 1933. But our story takes place in the present time, when he was bringing the bill.
He said, well, here's the bill, now that you've had your fill. Hang on, said Phil. Hang on.
Anybody seen a rhyme anywhere?
Not finished the line yet. He did vouchsafe.
I'll bring your bill as quick as I can. Except my trousers chafe. Which slows me up when I'm in here attending now to you. And when I'm running in and out, that's why I go, woo!
Well done, Thank you very much, Graham. We go on to a short round called Builder's Jargon. I'll be asking our teams now to give us some example of Builder's Jargon and then tell us what it means. And we'll start with you, Barry Cryer.
This needs pointing, means it needs pointing the other way. We could start Monday, means pick any Monday and you'd be wrong.
One I always find is, I never quite understood, when they say, make good, which means disguise cock-up.
I asked the builder for a quotation on the roof, and he shouted, "A thing of beauty is a joy for a fortnight," and jumped off. The quotation is actually 1/8 of the final price.
Let's look at the drains, means pull the house down and we can get a really good look at them.
You'll notice there are a few differences from the drawings, means we had the plans upside down.
We're using well-seasoned timber. Means we're putting up your new beam just as soon as the leaves have dropped off it.
You don't happen to know if there's an RSJ there. It means don't blame me if the house falls down.
Don't you worry, you won't know we're there. Means they won't be there.
Here's a round that everybody loves. It's called One Song to the Tune of Another. Barry, you've got to sing Don't Dilly Dally to the tune of Edelweiss. Or even Edelweiss.
My old man said, follow the van, don't dilly-dally on the way. Off went the cart with the home packed in it. I walked behind with my whole goth lineage, but I dillied and dallied and dillied, lost the van and don't know where to roam. You can't trust the specials like the old-time coppers when you can't find your way home.
Thank you, Barry. Always knew you were a sport. Now, Willie, will you sing My Way to the tune of The Can-Can?
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain I've lived a life that's full. I travel each and every highway, and much more than this, I did it my way.
Yes, there were times... Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew, but through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spat it out. I faced it all and I stood still and did it my way.
Definite improvement.
Graham, now, will you sing We'll Gather Lilacs to the tune of America from West Side Story?
We'll gather lilacs in the spring again and walk together down an English lane until our hearts are bled to sing again when you come home once more. And in the evening where the firelights glow, you hold me close and never let me go. Your eyes will tell me all I want to know when you come home once more.
Tim, we've got a good one for you now. Another tune from West Side Story. Now, will you sing Hi Ho from Snow White to the tune of Tonight?
Hi ho, to make your trouble go. Just keep on singing all day long. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. For if you're feeling low, you positively can't go wrong with a hi, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. We dig, 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 dig the whole day through to dig, 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 dig is what we like to do. And while we dig, we always sing.
Now we've come to the point which invariably brings a tear to the eye and a lump to the throat, or vice versa. For the last time in the series, we ask our teams to announce the late arrivals, and on this occasion it's the late arrivals at the newsagent's ball.
Oh, there's Sandy Times with magazine. She's impecuniously frail, poor weekly magazine. There's Mr. and Mrs. Ning Paper, her daughter Eve Ning Paper, and her dog Matches. He's a boxer, Matches.
Better than a borzoi. Mr. and Mrs. Straighted London News. And their son Eli's Straighted London News.
All the way from India, the curry correspondent, Ali Tosis. And a big welcome back to the theatre critic, Pandit Unmercifully.
From the counties, here come the Hind family with their son Orson Hind.
And also Farmer Sweetly.
Oh, there's Joan Collins. She's got a Mail on Sunday, 2 Mirrors and an Observer.
And a borzoi.
From page 3, there's Gloria Spoobs. She's a big go-go dancer. There's Circulation and his daughter Titty.
If you'll bend over backwards to please the readers. What? Sorry,
Come to that, there's Farmer's Weekly's brother Dalton.
What's pink and hard in the morning? The Financial Times crossword. What's filling in the gap before the next guest?
You said that
filling in the gap before the end of your career, Barry. Going ever nearer.
Having sat here in vain waiting for Tim Brooke Taylor to pull out the big one, I've come to the point where I have to say that unless the BBC comes to its senses, we shall be back in another series in the future. Until then, from all of us here, including Samantha, goodbye.
Barry Cryer, Tim Brooke Taylor, Graham Garden and Willie Rushton were being given Silly Things to Do by Humphrey Littleton, with Matthew Scott setting some of them to music. The programme was produced by Paul Mayhew Archer.